the future of South Bend's empowerment zone will be decided over the next several months.
Yeah, the 5-year plan almost up, and some are still upset about how it happened in the first place. The zone's chief told WSBT-22 Operation Education reporter Kristin Bien what's next.
At the end of June 2024, the contract between South Bend Community School Corporation and the South Bend Empowerment Zone will automatically renew for another 5 years. There are exceptions to the automatic renewal, although they are unlikely, which means the zone could be here to stay, but it might look a lot different.
So certainly, I don't have a crystal ball and I can't look into the future.
Davion Lewis is leading the South Bend Empowerment Zone into the future. But to do that, he has to dive into its past.
In order for transformation to work, there need to be certain conditions in place, right?
Navarre Middle School and its 4 feeder elementary schools officially became the Empowerment Zone in 2019. The agreement between South Bend Schools and the zone didn't mention benchmarks or goals. There was a lot of anger at the time. The state had labeled Navarre as a failing school and threatened a takeover. Even now, 4 years later, some are still upset.
In my opinion, the zone should never have been started. It should never have been developed.
This is video of South Bend School Board members just last week.
This is wrong, people. This is wrong. Separating kids. It's wrong.
You were handed a project that the state jammed on South Bend schools because they wanted to punish us.
If you don't have enough buy-in from the key stakeholders because they feel like their hands are tied, or they feel like they're not equal partners in the decision-making of what we're trying to do, then that's a basic condition that needs to be met in order for us to truly engage in this work.
And so it sounds like at the beginning that didn't exist
at
the very, very
yes.
beginning. But Lewis says this time around, it can be done better.
As we engage in discussions about what happens as we move forward with the zone, this is an opportunity to get that right.
Lewis says despite no clear-cut goals in that original agreement and a global pandemic, the zone did meet all expectations set by the State Board of Education. Plus, student proficiency in reading and math is continuing to improve, and overall student academic achievement is growing.
My prognosis is that the future of the zone, with the right people, with the right resources, in the right condition, will be successful, and that the future will be bright. But those 3 things need to exist.
In June of next year, the agreement between the zone and South Bend schools will automatically renew. There are conditions in which the renewal could be terminated, but Lewis says those are unlikely to occur and wouldn't be best for students.
What's most likely is that the zone continues to continue in its current form.
That's why Lewis hopes South Bend schools can work with the Empowerment Zone to redefine what it means to transform these schools.
What research will show you is that transformation happens over time through a series of rapid change management cycles.
At last week's school board meeting,
I think we can consider today's presentation as the formal kickoff.
Lewis proposed the 2 sides work together to come to a new agreement, one that has clear goals and expectations.
This is about the students and what we think we need to do in the best interest of our students. They have greater needs and require additional interventions.
There has already been collaboration and ongoing discussions between school leaders about possible scenarios. And over the next few months, there will be more. Lewis says progress takes time.
It is my goal to make it successful.
But over time, it is possible.
I don't think it's going to take 10 years. But to be clear, it's not going to take 2 years either.
In addition to the zone's academic growth, it is also seen attendance rates increasing, behavioral issues are down, and financially the zone is saving $2.3 million this year and a projected $3 million next year. I'll put more information on the upcoming meetings that could help determine the zone's future on our website at WSBT.com. In the studio, Kristin Bien, WSBT 22 News.